What's going on, guys? Seth here with Seth Francis Sim Racing, and we are back in Gran Turismo Sport. This time we are at Brands Hatch Indy Circuit for the Gr.4 class races tonight. There should be 3 races ahead of us. The first one, I'm using the Hyundai Genesis Gr.4. This has been one of my favorite cars in the class. Just want to adjust a couple things here. That like that, and I think the rest I will leave as is for now. You know what, let's bring this back down. I had that down before. So these are the settings I'm running right now. Let's bring that up to 240, and looks like we got about 30 seconds, give or take, until they count down for the grid. Hello, Eduardo. Glad to see you here. I'm glad I was able to make it into this because just finished dinner just in time. I wasn't sure if I was gonna have time to make the first Gr.4 class race, but I did. We'll see how I do. Everybody uses that GTR, that Nissan GTR, and it is a great car, but I don't know, I've just kind of grown to like this Hyundai Genesis, so I keep driving it. It may not be the fastest, but I like it. Maybe in one of the next races I'll hop back into the GTR, because I haven't driven the Gr.4 class GTR in a while. Alright, wish me luck. Those Nissans are great off the line, the all-wheel drive. Alright, Seth, don't go off the track. In practice, I overshot that corner a couple times the first lap. It seems like this game does take tire temperature into effect, because the first lap I always have... Oh, buddy. I always have a good amount less grip. You know, the first lap, half lap, kind of depends on the track, but this is the Indy circuit, so it's going to be very short. I'm not a huge fan of the Indy circuit because it is so short that, you know, a lap kind of goes by in no time. Everybody's knocking into me here. Oh, got a car to my right. Give him some space. Buddy, oh, buddy. I'm not meaning to bump into you, but you're coming right in front of me and kind of hitting on your brakes there a little early. Alright, yeah, just keep slamming into me. That's cool. Phoenix 57, that was. But yeah, so I do struggle to keep up with the Nissans in this Hyundai. I just like it more for some reason. Good thing I ghosted through him there. Didn't react on my brakes quick enough. Yeah, slide it sideways. Little fishtail action there, never hurt anybody. I'll check out your comments in just a minute. Hey Eduardo, though, before I look at your comments, it's kind of hard to while I'm racing right now. How's the contrast look? Or the exposure, I should say. Oh man, I was thinking about that last night. I was like, what a dunce I am. Alright, so how many laps? It's only 6 laps then. It's going to go by so quick. I figure, you know, on these short tracks, they could at least give enough laps to make it the equivalent number of miles to what you would experience in one lap of Nordschleife, but I guess they don't set it up like that. Again, though, it is a beta, and I understand their point. They want to have multiple quick races at specific times a day to get as many people playing as possible. I just can't pull on these GTRs. Might be able to get a little draft here, but oh, got him on the corner. Oh, sorry about that. Not that he can hear me, but alright, so what am I in? 7th position now. So, I was talking yesterday in the stream I was doing about the force feedback and how much better it feels now since the update. And after I went offline, I ended up, or after I ended the stream last night, I ended up doing some laps in, one second here, in the road class cars, the N300 class. And to my surprise, the force feedback didn't feel better. A little bit better, but while I don't have that oscillation feeling that I'd complained about in the past in the Gr.4 cars and the Gr.3 cars, I do have that still in the N300 cars. So I don't know if it's just that they haven't updated all the vehicles and they focused on the race cars first, but I definitely feel a big difference in force feedback from before the update to now, whereas I don't feel a big difference when driving the N300 cars. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Yeah, the beta's fun, but it was a lot more fun when it first started because you could also do arcade races. So, like, let's say, you know, a lot of people are busy, and depending what time zone you live in, it may not be feasible for all the beta testers to be able to make it online to race against other cars at that specific 3-hour block every day. And the arcade mode would allow you to race the AI whenever you wanted, but they took that away for some reason. So while it is fun to do the online races, and sure, you get to learn about the game, you know, like before a lot of other people, but it's really not, you know, once you kind of start playing it, it's like, okay, yes, the game is awesome, it's a lot of fun, but it's not as exciting as the release product and having all the other features in a, you know, a career mode and everything like that. Alright, so go into the next race here, and I'm gonna stick with this Hyundai, and on the last race I'll switch to the GTR. I was also playing around last night when I was in the road cars with the H shifter, and one thing I noticed, which I'm pretty sure it wasn't like this in GT6, but in this game, let's say you have a car that has an H shift transmission. If you upgrade the transmission, you know, like go to the fully adjustable transmission, then the car becomes paddle shift or sequential shift only. You can't use the clutch and H shifter anymore. So if you want to adjust your transmission and be able to, you know, adjust the top speed and the gears, you can't then also drive an H shift. The only way you could drive an H shift is with the original transmission that has, you know, no adjustability to it. And of course it has to be an H shift car. You can't drive H shift in the car I'm in right now. But there are H shift cars in the N300 class. You just can't use the manual H shift with clutch transmission if you install the upgraded transmission. So that's a little bit odd, something that kind of disappointed me, because I'd like to be able to run the performance transmission, adjust my gearing, and still be able to use the clutch and the H shifter. But small thing, not really, you know, a big deal, but just something that I noticed. So let's go ahead and drop these gears down some. Just a tiny bit. I think I'll leave the transmission just as it is. I don't really need a whole lot of downforce in this track. Let's go right about there. And we'll go to 460 on the rear. The rest can stay like that. Let's turn a lap real quick. This car responds very well to kind of like trail braking a little bit and feathering the brake as you come into a corner to kind of shift the weight forwards incrementally to, you know, regain grip if the front end starts to slide. So this car, and it also responds well to kind of feathering the gas and throttle at the same time through a corner to stabilize it. I also find that this car is much less likely to it will still understeer, but it won't understeer to the point that the all-wheel drive GTR will. With the all-wheel drive GTR, once you start understeering, that's pretty much it. Like, it's very hard to regain traction once traction breaks. As I kind of understeer a little bit here. And like I was saying before, I'm pretty sure they have a temperature model for the tires in this game, because I can definitely feel on a first lap that I don't have not nearly as much, but I'd say I have about 20% less grip. Come on. Alright, now grip, get through this corner. Don't fishtail too much. .51 change, not terrible qualifying time. See if I can stay ahead of myself. I think we must be right on top of each other right now, me and my ghost car, because I can't see it anywhere. And it's probably going to get around me right here, but maybe I'll get back out ahead. Alright, so I think we're just neck and neck. I don't know if I'll beat my last lap time here by a tiny little bit. got a little gap this time. Might be able to pull out a better qualifying time. I kind of screwed it up right there. Messed it up. Hit that corner all wrong. Yeah, there's no chance. You've applied twice. Yeah, I have a few friends that have applied too and haven't gotten any response. I was really surprised when I initially signed up that I was accepted, because I wasn't expecting to be either. And all of a sudden I just got an email. But one thing I will say is I signed up really early. I signed up right when ISR TV put out their little blog post basically explaining that if you wanted to sign up, you could. And yeah, so a couple weeks later, I got a notice in my email basically saying that I was accepted into the beta test. But the weird thing is I've kind of had issues ever since. Like, I haven't been able to get into the forum since I started beta testing. And I asked, you know, customer support, but they couldn't they weren't able to help me. I called, I emailed, you know, Sony, and nobody was able to help me. I couldn't get in touch with Polyphony directly because their contact information links back to Sony. And for some reason, the customer support agents had absolutely no idea what to do to get me into the forum, you know, so that if I find bugs or whatever, I can report them. So it's like, as I'm going off the track here, so it's great to be beta testing, but the whole point of beta testing is to be able to provide useful information, and I'm not being enabled to do that because I can't get into the, alright, let's stop here, because I can't get into the forum. How long did it take after signing up? It was within a couple weeks that I received the email, but that's just because I happened to apply, you know, at that specific time. I saw recently, what we were talking about on yesterday's stream, that they were taking sign-ups for the next phase of beta testing. So I would expect you wouldn't get an email for the next phase until the next phase has started. Because basically when I got my email, Gran Turismo Sport beta testing had already started. So as soon as I got the email, I could sign right in. See how this race goes. I'm not sure where my qualifying time will position me. I'm guessing somewhere mid-pack. That's usually where I land. Yes, weeks. Yeah, it was a couple of weeks, definitely. I could go back and look at the, I remember the date that I signed up, because it was the date that ISR TV put out their blog post about it. So, I'm gonna stand up one second, and I just gotta open a window in my room, because it is hot in here. I cannot share the beta. It only, in fact, when I first was accepted into the beta, I didn't realize which account, because I have 2 PSN accounts, I didn't realize which account had been granted access to the beta, and I was trying to sign in, and it was denying me access, and it turns out that it was because I was using the wrong account. So I had to use the proper account, and then I could get right in. So it is account locked. You won't be able to sign in unless you're part of the beta. Unfortunately, because I had signed up a few other times too, and I was thinking, well, you know, if I get another beta code, I could give it to somebody else, but they won't be able to redeem it. So they kind of lock it in like that, which is unfortunate, but in fact, if I did receive another code, the only way that I could give it away to somebody would be if I gave them my account as well, or the account that it's linked to. Yeah, if I could, though, if I could share it, I would let others, you know, download it and whatnot, or copy it, or however it works, but you literally won't be able to even enter the main menu of the game. It'll just say, this account is not registered to participate in the beta. Alright, so we're about to go into the next race here. Hopefully the audio, like my microphone, sounds okay, because I usually will have everything off in the room that I stream in and sim race in, but it's so hot today that I have a fan on very low, so hopefully that's not coming through on the microphone. It shouldn't be. It's real quiet, and this mic works pretty well for background noises. Alright, here we go. Ooh, brake, 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 Seth. Oh, I'm getting hit from behind. Keep it steady. Alright, come on. Just gonna keep slamming into me. Hey, we're driving the same car, man. We should be brothers. Why you gotta knock into me like that? What? This guy's name is Seth. Fresh Seth 83. What? And we're driving the same car. That's crazy. Why would you knock into me? My name is Seth, too. I guess he doesn't know that since my PSN doesn't say Seth, but us Seth's gotta stick together, man. Can't be slamming into me like that. Your fellow brethren. Sounds perfect. Awesome. Okay. That's good to know that I can leave my fan on a little bit, because there have been more than a few times that I've been sitting sweating in this room. I live in the Northeast, too. It shouldn't be really hot right now, but man, it has been hot lately. I mean, we had a day it was like 86 degrees, and that's in Connecticut. That's ridiculous. Alright, so I gotta start paying attention a little bit here. I'd like to beat the others. Oh, he just went off the track, so I guess I am ahead of the other Seth now. We got Loco Speed in his vet. What up, Loco Speed? Don't you know I'm loco? Don't you know I'm going off the track-o? Oh. Fail. There's Seth again. He's even got a better PSN than me, like Fresh Seth 83. 'Cause I'm fresh, and I'm Seth, and I was born in 1983. Already halfway done with this race. Oh, why does this game never, like, let you know when you're gonna ghost through a car? Oh, the force feedback feels so good. It's just like, it's so pleasing to hit bumps and curbs and go over the uneven pavement and bumps in the road. It just feels so good. Ooh, caught that slide. That was a close one though. I didn't think I was, well, I wasn't sure if I was going to catch that one, but luckily I did. Oh, you live in Rhode Island? That's close to me. My parents were actually just looking for a house in Rhode Island, but they ended up settling on a house in Niantic. They were going to move to Rhode Island, they were looking at houses, and they ended up settling on a house near Rocky Neck in Niantic. Which is good, it's nice, it's right near the beach, so fun times, but and I'm glad that they didn't move to Rhode Island because they're closer to me. You're 82? Why don't I believe that? I don't think many 82-year-olds are watching Gran Turismo Sport on YouTube. Whoa, you never know though. MC Polo Kid. Dude, this guy is so dirty, like stop hitting people. Here, how about that? How about you go off in the sand? Just like that. And he ghosted through me and ended up losing control. Almost losing control. Yep, he lost control. That's what you get. I shouldn't have retaliated there, but he kept knocking me, kept knocking me, kept knocking me. So I had to kind of shove him to the left. He tried to knock me back, ghosted through me. And that was that. Sometimes, in these GT Sport races, you just gotta be a little aggressive. Oh, you were born in 82. Okay, yep. So you're not far from my age. I was born in 87. That's the end of the race. That was quick. Yeah, I was born in 1987. No. The other guy, there's another guy with a PSN in here. Where is he? Is he ahead of me or behind me? Ahead of me in 7th place. Fresh Seth 83. I was just assuming that he was born in 83. My PSN, if you see it, is 7187, which is my birthday, July 1st, 1987. '80s babies are definitely the way to go, though. I'm pretty sure technically, I'm not sure when the cutoff is, but I'm pretty sure most children born within the 80s are also considered millennials, but I don't like to think of myself as a millennial. At least not the demographic which society seems to place millennials in, you know, associating them with laziness and an inability to succeed, but I don't believe that. I believe it all has to do with who you are as a person. 10 different people can be raised in the same environment and end up 10 different places. So we've got one more race in the Gr.4 series. I said I'd use the GTR this time, so I'm going to go ahead and use the GTR. My driving will probably be terrible in that car, but that's okay. Not quite sure what's going on with the screen here. It's completely black. What's going on? Hope the game didn't freeze. It froze on me after I did the update yesterday. Is the stream still live? Yeah, the stream's still going, so... Okay, I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Let's go back into PlayStation. Or back into the game. I have no idea what's going on. Alright. This is very strange. Yeah, there are plenty. Obviously, of course, there's plenty of millennials are successful. That's a huge gap of what, like 20 years of something of people. But what I was saying is how kind of society, the demographic that society kind of places millennials in. You hear a lot of baby boomers in particular complaining about these lazy millennials, this, that, and the other thing. And what I was saying is I don't believe that BS. I believe that what really matters is who you are and what you do with yourself. And, you know, if you're determined and dedicated, then you're going to do well. And if you don't, you at least know that you tried and certainly aren't lazy. So that's basically what I was saying by that, and why I don't, you know, in my head I don't associate myself with the typical stereotype that people associate with millennials. But no, absolutely. I mean, geez, Mark Zuckerberg is a millennial. Alright, so I have no idea what's going on here. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to restart the because if I log out right now it's gonna stop streaming. So if this cuts out, hopefully I can restart the stream in time for this race. Let me yeah, I think it's gonna cut out, so I have no choice but to log out here and maybe restart the PS4. So let me go ahead and end the stream first, and I'll start it back up just as soon as I can get this working again. Hopefully I could do this in time to get into the next race. So yeah, I'll see you in just a couple minutes.